What's really good, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be recreating the viral cloud makeup trend that I've been seeing all over the internet. And I know what you're thinking. What the is cloud makeup? Because same. Literally same. I did do some research and I found out that cloud makeup is pretty much just soft glam makeup rebranded to a trendier name just for the sake of changing the name. I mean, it's 2023. I gotta give it to them for creativity. Nonetheless, I am really excited about today's video. I picked out a lot of drugstore makeup products to feature in today's video, but the other like 15% of the products are high-end makeup products that I know and love, because here's the thing, I didn't want to substitute products for the sake of substituting makeup products. Every single product in today's video are products that I have tried and tested out and I absolutely love. So I really hope you guys enjoy that and love that about today's video. If you do, of course, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and like this video because it goes a long way and it really helps out my channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and zoom in and let's get started on today's look. So for me, whenever I'm thinking of a soft glam look, I'm definitely thinking of something that is more of a semi-matte. So whenever I am doing matte looks, I have to go in and really hydrate and moisturize the skin. I'm gonna start off with my skin prep. You guys know I've been loving Pharmacy. I'm gonna use the Feeling Good serum. I love that this is really going to plump and hydrate the skin. I like to take about 1 pump of this and really just start to work it into the skin. If you find that your makeup really isn't going on good at all, definitely reconsider what you're putting on your face before makeup, because I'm telling you, it will change the game for you. For moisturizer, I'm gonna go in with the Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Cleanser. I'm gonna take maybe a dime size amount of this, put this all over, and then I'm also gonna mix in a little bit of a face oil. I've also been loving the one from Pharmacy. This is the Honey Grail. One of you guys actually recommended this method to me. You told me to take a little bit of my moisturizer and a little bit of the face oil, mix them together, and I've been doing this for the past few days, and let me tell you, my skin looks incredible. Anything I put on top of it really just glides on and it looks so incredibly natural. So next up, I'm gonna go in with primer. I'm gonna use this one here by NYX. This is the Marshmallow Primer. And the reason I'm going in with this above anything else is I really love the whipped consistency. Whenever I think of like cloud skin or soft matte skin, I think of bouncy skin, and I feel like this gives me just that. So I'm gonna apply a generous amount and work this in all over. I love that this also hydrates my skin at the same time. It's not your typical smoothing primer in a sense that it's going to pill up or make your skin feel dry or overly mattified, because everything I'm putting on now, I really want to be one with the skin. The foundation and the powders that I'm gonna put on top are really gonna give me that soft matte feel and look. So I'm gonna let my skincare and primer do their thing, really just dry down before I go in with foundation. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes eyeshadow palette. You guys know I love this dark brown shade here to just fill in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna go in with an angled brush, and I like for the strongest point of my brow to be the tail, and then everything in the front is really gonna be nice and airy to create and mimic an ombre brow. I am going in with a little bit of eye primer on my eyes. This one is by Rare Beauty. I think for today's video, just because we are mimicking that really pretty cloud makeup trend, I definitely want to do something on the eyes. I feel like for a while, I haven't been doing eyeshadow really, and when I do, it's just very faint. But today, we're gonna really throw it back with a soft glam look and maybe even an accent lash. To kick things off, I'm gonna go in with this peach shade here on a setting brush by Real Techniques, and I'm really just gonna go to town and tap it in like the very inner 1/3. This is gonna help set down that eyeshadow primer, and then it's also gonna add like a really pretty flush of peach in the very inner corner, which has definitely been my jam. I wanna add like a subtle hint of color because hello, we are going into spring, and who doesn't love like just a wash of peach on the lid. The next shade I'm gonna take is this shade here. You can definitely see I love it because I hit pan. This is like my favorite shade to use as my transitional color. I will say, when I was thinking of a palette to use for today's video, this is the first palette that came to mind. This is the prettiest all matte eyeshadow palette I have ever used. It's definitely a palette I recommend to any and everyone. I think it's a staple palette in my collection. It's kind of crazy because I was looking through my stash in my makeup collection and I couldn't find any affordable all matte eyeshadow palettes that I like love. If you guys have any recommendations at home for palettes that you guys use that are all matte and affordable, let me know down below. Next up, I'm gonna take a mixture between this shade and this shade just to add a little bit of depth to this outer V area. Again, we are going for soft glam, so it's not meant to be over the top or anything like that. You can definitely see I'm still using like the same brush to really just go in and add just a little bit more drama, but not too much. Now I'm just going back into that peach shade and I'm tapping it directly over top, like the inner corners. And this is just gonna create a really pretty kind of like soft veil look. It's definitely my favorite method to doing soft glam. By the way, the brushes that I'm using are from Amazon. I'll link them down below. They're like spot on dupes from the Makeup by Ariel brushes that Morphe came out with, but for like half the price. So really, really good. I'm now gonna go in with an angled brush and I'm gonna take the darker brown shadow and we're gonna create a wing. I feel like using shadow for wing eyeliner is very much soft glam. I feel like it's something I haven't stopped doing since soft glam became a thing. So I'm just really ecstatic that cloud makeup or soft glam is trending again. Now that I have my liner done, I definitely wanna go in and just clean up a little bit. So I'm gonna use the Triple Fix Concealer by LYS. I was saying Liss, but you guys were correcting me to LYS. Update on this though, it is really, really nice. It is a very natural concealer. It's not anything that's too heavy or looks cakey underneath the eyes. I actually really like it on my very minimal no makeup days, but I'm using it today to just sharpen up my wing a little bit. Usually whenever you think of soft glam, you think of very minimal lines, very soft lines, but this is an area that I like to be a little sharper than the rest of my makeup. So not gonna lie, I've really been itching to put on a false lash. You guys know I've been rocking out with just mascara, but because we are filming that very pretty cloud makeup trend look, I feel like a Fit and Flare lash is very fitting. So I'm gonna go in with these right here by Kiss. These are the Faux Meat Collection Lash Couture lashes in the style Jubilee. You guys know I love a lash that kind of is more of like a demi-wispy. These are definitely one of my personal favorites and I love that they're easily accessible. You can find them at Walgreens, Ulta, pretty much any drugstore. Now I'm gonna go in with my handy dandy Revlon lash curler. You wanna put this as close to the base as you can, otherwise it'll kind of crimp weird. But this definitely is one of my favorite eyelash curlers. You can see I kind of crimped here a little too much, but you guys, I miss this. I really miss putting on a false lash. It's been a minute. Woo! Mama's back. I'm gonna wait to put on mascara and we're gonna move on to foundation. I know you guys are gonna kill me because this definitely is an expensive foundation, but I found that this is the best foundation to do this with because this is a luminous matte foundation. This is the All Hours foundation by Saint Laurent. I don't know what they put in this stuff. It is unreal. It makes my skin look incredible. I'm telling you, proof is in the pudding. I'm gonna have to put it on so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Today, I'm just gonna put a little bit here on my brush. Was that you guys side-eyeing me? You guys did that. Y'all twirled the brush and got the foundation on me because you didn't like my foundation of choice. Anyways, the show must go on. I'm gonna take a little bit onto my brush, as I was saying, and I'm gonna stipple it onto the skin. We're gonna start over here. By the way, the shade I picked up is MN1, which is a medium neutral foundation. So I definitely wanna give you guys a close-up view of my skin. It looks so pretty. Look at this.
Wow.
I definitely recommend picking this up during the next Sephora sale, which I wanna say is coming up really soon. So you heard it here first, peeps, or maybe not, because I feel like I'm like the last person to talk about this foundation. Anyways, let's move on to concealer. You guys know how much I used to love this duo here by e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo and the Original Camo. They're both in the shade Light Sand, even though I feel like they are just like a little bit different from each other. I'm gonna take a dot here and here, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of the original. And the reason I like to mix the two is because I feel like the formulas are very different. I feel like the original definitely has a little bit more coverage than the hydrating. So I like to take just a little bit of the original there because it looks really good when you blend it out. To blend it out, I'm just gonna use my little hourglass brush. I found this in my collection when I was like cleaning things out, and I was like, that's a good brush. Another thing I will say about the cloud makeup trend is I feel like whenever I see it, there is a really pretty like flawless under eye. Like it looks full coverage, but it still looks very nice, airy, and just soft. So that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve with using both of these concealers. I'm really taking my time with it though, and I want to make sure it's really nice and blended before I go in and set everything down with the loose powder. To set my under eyes, I will be using this by Laura Mercier. This is the Ultra Blurring Talc-Free Powder. You guys, this right here is something serious. I don't know what they put in this stuff, but it really just blurs my under eyes like no other. I'm also using my little Amazon puff. I'll link these down below, but I also feel like this gives me the prettiest, most flawless finish because I'm really able to get like right up in there in my little inner tear duct, because with the beauty sponge, I'm just not able to do that. I'm also gonna take this powder and set all the other areas of my face that tend to get oily throughout the day. So I'm gonna take it around my nose, my chin, my T-zone, my forehead. Y'all know the drill. My powder of choice is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. Here's the thing with this, you don't wanna go in with a ton. I only have a little bit on my brush, and I'm gonna lightly dust this over all the areas where I did not put that loose powder. This powder also makes for a good like powder foundation, but in this case, I'm gonna use it to set the dew. Now I definitely want to add some warmth to the skin. I'm seeing a lot of people recreate this cloud makeup trend by using cream products and then setting them with powder, but why go through the extra step if you technically don't have to? I'm gonna use the L'Oreal bronzer. This is their Fresh Wear bronzer in the shade Light Medium. I tested this out a few months back and I really, really love it. I'm going in with a big brush, by the way, that still has a little bit of my powder on it, just so that way it's really soft and diffused. And I'm using a very, very light hand. You don't want like super sharp lines. So you wanna go in and just fluff it out, buff it out. I feel like a blush that's gonna go perfect with this really pretty cloud makeup look is something that has a little bit of luminosity to it to really just set off the skin. So I'm gonna go in with this one by Almay. This is one of their healthy hue blushes in the shade So Peachy. I'm gonna take it on this stippling brush here by the brand Refi, and I'm just gonna go in big circular motions. I'm gonna buff and blend it into that bronzer. And then I'm also gonna take it here onto the apples of my cheeks. I definitely want to finish off the lower lash line, so I am jumping back into the Makeup by Mario palette with a flat brush from that brush set that I got from Amazon, and I'm just gonna blow out a little bit of shadow here. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of my Tower 28 mascara just to make sure my lashes blend with the falsies, and I almost spoke my eye out. It's been a morning, you guys. It's been a morning, wow. So last thing I'm gonna do to the face to really give it that soft focus feel is I'm gonna take my little puff, dip back into that Laura Mercier powder. I'm gonna tap it onto the back of my hand just to make sure it's all nice and coated. And then I'm lightly just going to press this like a little bit over the blush, but not covering it completely. And this is just gonna create the prettiest, most effortless veil you have ever seen. And I'm telling you, do not walk, run to go get the Laura Mercier powder, because it's definitely a top favorite of mine. It's so good. Like, look at my skin. It looks so soft and pillowy and just beautiful. So for lip liner, I'm gonna use the Artist Color Pencil by Makeup Forever in the shade Wherever Walnut. Can you guys believe I got this so long ago and I'm just now opening it? For my actual lip color, I think I'm just gonna go in with this by NYX. This is one of the soft matte lip creams in the shade Abu Dhabi, and it's so pretty. To say I'm obsessed with this look would be a little bit of an understatement, you guys. I really, really love it. I'm so glad this cloud makeup look is trending and it's here to stay, because I love soft glam. At the same time, I still don't think it's the soft glam that we used to see back in 2019. I feel like 2019 was the era of soft glam, but it still included like sharp contours and cut creases, but in a softer capacity. I feel like this cloud makeup look is just very much blurred lines, vintage skin, pillowy, soft. You can see my eye makeup, it didn't include any cut creases or anything like that. It's just nice and blown out and pretty and fresh. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys create this look, let me know down below in the comments, or if you have any products in particular that you love to create a look very similar to this, drop them down below. I love hearing and seeing your recommendations. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.